spanning the nation from California, Oklahoma, Iowa, Ohio, North Carolina, Virginia, and Florida. This is League One NCAA football. This is League One NCAA football.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to League One action today. I am Coach Storm here of the Fresno State Bulldogs, and it is a big week, big presentation, big stream this week. The Mountain West Conference Championship game coming to you live here today. With the Fresno State Bulldogs will take on 10th ranked Air Force Falcons in a rematch revenge game that was played earlier in the season, where the Falcons escaped that one with a 35 to, I want to say, 27 point victory, or 34-27, but still a win for the Falcons in a closely contested game between the two teams. Um, just double checking that because I want to be correctly. Oh, 35-29. Sorry, 35-29, a 6 point victory for the Falcons in the regular season match in Week 4. So Fresno State looking for revenge, but most importantly to win the Mountain West Conference Championship. This is my second year here at Fresno State. Last year was not able to um, make it, was a game shy of it, and this year took care of business 7-2 in the conference, so able to get it done and make our way here in the conference championship game. So super excited, cannot wait to get this one, to try to be uh, to take care of them a little bit better defensively and make sure our offense puts up more than 29 points on this game. Yeah, I wonder what the weather's like. I haven't got a chance to go outside to see how it's going to be just yet. Been with the team, getting the players ready. Um, and so we'll see what the conditions are like here very shortly. But yeah, ready for this game. Super excited. My first shot at a conference championship here in League One in my second year here. So I think that's a great accolade, and really excited that it would that I'm here, that I'm able to get to this point. So win or lose, still great to make an appearance in my second year in. So just hopefully we can get it done, play our game that we know that we can play, and walk out of here as Mountain West Conference champions. So, um, some exciting things in this presentation, hopefully for you as well. But yeah, this is just. I'm not going to talk too much about the game. Just ready to play. Super excited. Cannot wait. Always want to try to get that revenge from losing previously. So hopefully the boys are ready for this game. Hopefully I've prepared them enough and we can catch this, get the win today. You see there on paper between the matchup between the two teams, pretty much around the same boat scoring wise. Fresno State, averaging around 6 more points than they have per game, but they're on them on the defensive end, just pretty stingy. That's looking like one of the nation's top defenses. Fourth in points allowed, second in total yards, the number one passing offense, and 17th rushing. So these guys have been really good at slowing people down. Tries to do a lot of their success. You see the fourth best rushing, 370 yards a game on rushing. So they're able to run the ball. So they've a lot of clock management, run the ball, pound you down. Their defense doesn't let you score. So that has a lot to do to Air Force success this year. They're only lost to Army. So rivalry game, things can happen. But this is a really good football team. They're definitely deserving to be there in Fresno State. We are definitely deserving to be there too. We said, if you watch the College Game Day that we had yesterday, doing a season recap, the gauntlet for the Fresno State, the beginning half of their season, those first 5 losses, 1 to this Air Force team, probably the toughest that any user had to face. Indiana probably right there behind them as a very tough beginning schedule, but every single team right now that they lost to is ranked in the top 10 besides Buffalo at 16, and that's just because of their loss of their last game. Other than that, these guys have faced arguably all top 10 opponents and barely lost every single one except for to Syracuse. But this team has been resilient. They fought back. They've won 7 straight games to get to where they are here now today. So, this should be a good game. It was a good game in the regular season, so it should be just as good of a game here in the Mountain West Conference Championship. Obviously, my team is a lot more, they're more progressed. They're better off now. I'm surprised my quarterback's not showing up here. Probably some weird things going on here, but, my quarterback's 90-something, so he's better than that. But yeah, this was week 4 when we first matched. A lot has happened since then, so hopefully I have my team more prepared, ready to go. But that's going to be it here for me from the pregame. I will have some post-game at the end of the game. So we're just going to get right down to the action. Last thing to say is go Dogs, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So here we are. Mountain West Conference Championship. Many days of practice, film study, all day working hard. This team coming out when people doubted us. Only 7 wins on the season. 0-5 start. No one thought we could get here, but here we are. Through hard work, dedication, perseverance, the Bulldogs made their way to this game. So Red Nation, we need you to stand up and get ready to cheer on your Bulldogs, because these guys have worked hard to get to where they are now. Fresno State Bulldogs, West Division champs, next step, conference champions. Bulldog Nation, stand up. We're here.
Hi, everybody. Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Schools in the Mountain West Conference have produced some of the greatest players in the history of the sport. In recent years, guys like Scott Thomas and Greg Myers have made their way into the College Football Hall of Fame. A championship tilt in store from the Mountain West. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for checking out the pregame show. NCAA college football action coming right at you. Brad and Kirk on the call. David and I are back at halftime.
This is what these teams have fought for all year long, a chance to be crowned champions of the Mountain West. And now it's time for the coin toss, and it's brought to you by Coke Zero. Real Coca-Cola taste, 0 calories. Enjoy everything. Fresno State is lined up for the kickoff, and we're ready to get this one underway. Nice kick, plenty of distance. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. Quarterback brings his troops out onto the field for the first drive of the game. He might have a chance. He's at midfield. At the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown! What a play by the fullback there.
For a fullback, this guy runs exceptionally well. I mean, he's running right by linebackers with 4.7 speed out there. That is not something we see very often from fullbacks at the college level.
Air Force, 6. And he adds the extra point. Let's throw it out to Reese now for a studio update.
Deep connections between Auburn and Georgia, and the Tigers and Dogs square off in the Deep South's oldest rivalry. This game was so tight, every play seemed to be of the utmost importance. The Tigers pull it out by a field goal.
Thanks, Reese. 7-0 game here. Bench is lined up to kick this one off. Johnson fields it at the 2. He gets out to about the 18-yard line. Flag down, and I'm not sure when it was thrown. Let's find out. So they'll move back after that costly penalty, and they'll have to try to get that yardage back here. So here comes the offense taking the field for the first time today. To his receiver. He's tackled at the 21-yard line.
He made a really good move at the line of scrimmage. Sometimes all you need to do is throw off the defender's timing just a little bit at the start of the play.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 21. One play, and he'll lose yards. Fresno State's not only looking to win this one, but they could set some records along the way. I mean, that's secondary to the real work. First of all, you want to win the football game.
Give the defense all the credit here. They had that one snuffed out from the start. It could have been an even bigger loss.
From their own 18-yard line, third down. They come out in an empty backfield. Catches it, and that's all. Nice game, but not enough for the first down.
Yeah, that's a nice play there. They did everything right except get enough yards for the first down.
They get this one off, and it's a beauty. He's to the 40. He's at midfield. Inside the 30. The 10. And they're going to bring this one all the way back. Touchdown! Boy, that was something.
Listen to this place going crazy. It was an awesome return. These fans came to see their guys make plays like this, and they finally got one here.
And he tacks on the extra point. They line up to kick this one away. He just drills this one. He's to the 10. Oh, man, he took him down hard. Their last drive ended in a punch, so this quarterback's going to be looking for something better on this drive.
They've been beaten soundly on both sides of the ball, and we haven't even gotten to the second quarter.
Grabs the pitch, looking for the corner. He makes his way out to about the 35.
You love having this kind of weapon. You already know what kind of damage he can cause in the passing game, and here you can see what he can do when you hand the ball off to him.
From their own 35-yard line, first down. Gets to about the 37-yard line.
That's a gain of 2 on the play. That makes it 2nd and 8.
Second and 8. Ball on the 37. Throws to the tight end, and that ball's incomplete.
I think the quarterback that time just felt the pressure and just got rid of the football before he took the sack.
There are 5 wide receivers split out. The quarterback in the gun. Nice looking play that time.
Well, the defense was blitzing here, and again, great recognition by the quarterback to find the hot receiver.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 45. They'll spread the field with 5 wide. Into the pressure, and he fumbles the football. Scooped up by the defense. And that's exactly what this defense was looking for.
Yeah, that fumble gives these guys some added life. Now let's see if they can capitalize off of it.
The previous play is under review.
After review, they decided that the call on the field will stand. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 46-yard line. They're crowding that line of scrimmage. He fights forward to about the 46.
No gain on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
Mike 51, Mike 51.
Brought down after a nice run up the middle. Hammond comes away with around 5 yards on that option keeper.
That'll make it 3rd and 5.
Defense stacked in tight here.
Coming to you, coming to you.
The defense jumped, but I think a lineman moved first.
Encroachment, defense.
Well, that's just too bad. They made the stop, but a flag is going to keep the chains moving.
From the 36-yard line, it's 1st down.
51, Mike. Mike 51.
And now he's got room to run. And down he goes around the 19-yard line.
It's great when a running attack comes through for the 1st down like this. It makes an offense so much more versatile.
Big opening. And he's taken down at the 3-yard line.
You know that saying, get your keys out, because we're on a drive? This offense right now is on a drive. I mean, this is their 3rd 1st down. They're doing just about anything they want, and they're really starting to wear the psyche of this defense down.
On the pass, touchdown.
These guys don't get tensed down by the end zone. Sometimes a young quarterback will make a silly mistake, or a receiver will come down with a case of stone hands. But not with this group.
And he hits the PAT. A 5-play, 41-yard drive. And they come away with a touchdown.
Well, the blocking up front was just amazing. I think that's what led them to those big runs.
Looks like they're ready for the kick. Taken down at the 16. The Falcons are smothering the opposition so far today. What's this offense got to do to get off the schneid?
Well, you talk to offensive coordinators about that, and they'll say we've got to find our go-to guy. Who are our players that we know we can count on, and what are the plays that we typically feel the most confident about? That's usually where the offenses tend to go when they're getting shut down like that.
And he makes it out to about the 17-yard line. Pickup of a yard for the tailback. From their own 17-yard line. 2nd down. They'll spread the field here. Let's see what the defense does with a 5-wide outlook. Now he tries to buy some time. Tackle at the 31.
Keep those chains moving. Just a simple out route that time, and it was enough to beat the zone defense.
1st down.
5 wide. Got a man in and out of his hands.
Terrific coverage, and when you clog up passing lanes like that, you can force a quarterback to make some poor decisions. Almost got themselves a turnover, too.
From their own 31-yard line. 2nd down. Tailback brought down for a loss.
The defense was playing run all the way right there, and it paid off for them.
They come out in a 5-wide set. He's hit and taken down.
That's a great job by both the quarterback and the receiver. The quarterback made a great read and throw, and the receiver split the zone coverage with a beautiful post route. Well done.
From their own 48-yard line. First down. Brought down around the 42-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 10 yards. That'll make it 2nd and inches.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
He's at the 30. He's at the 20. And he scores. Touchdown.
That did more than just put 6 points on the board. It takes a lot of pressure off the offensive coordinator when the man under center can show that he's a dual threat.
He makes the PAT. A 7-play, 84-yard drive. And they add 7 points to the scoreboard.
Brad, I thought that was a textbook drive. I thought they did a really good job of showing balance, mixing the play calling with the run and the pass. Just an overall well-executed touchdown drive.
So our score, 21-7. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. The Falcons really could have overlooked this team today, I think, very easily, but they haven't done that so far.
No, you can't take anybody too lightly, and they've obviously not done that. They come out of the gate today and really putting a lot of points up on the board.
And offense is back on the field after running the ball very well on their last drive.
This offensive line really opened up some big gaps for the running back last time.
Nice run up the middle.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
Mike 51, Mike 51.
And they hit him in the backfield.
Call it a loss of 3 yards on the play. That'll make it 3rd and 9.
Click, click, boom, I'm coming down on the stereo, put me on the radio. Click, click, boom, I'm coming down with a new style, and you know it's both wild. Click, click, boom, I'm on the radio station.
From their own 26-yard line. Into that window. They bring it down right around the 36-yard line. Throws complete. He's got room to work. He's taken down around the 47-yard line.
First down.
Throws it in a hurry to the 20. And he's shoved out of bounds at the 15. Gets to about the 14-yard line.
Tackle. Call it a gain of 1 yard. That brings up 2nd and 9.
Mike 51, Mike 51. You gotta go. Hey, hey, hold it there. Blue 19. Blue 19.
Makes it to the 5. And that'll put an end to the first quarter of action. 21-7, Falcons. Welcome back here. We resume action now here in the second quarter. Watch out for a pass play when you're in a goal line deep. And now he pitches it. Touchdown, Air Force.
It shouldn't have surprised these guys to see the run coming at them, but they just couldn't stop it.
He splits the uprights with the extra point. It was an 8-play, 75-yard drive, and it results in a touchdown. Air Force kick this one off. He sends this one deep.
Boy, the two offensive coordinators have to be loving this. In fact, you can look over at our booth next to us and see how much they're enjoying it with a big smile on their face. The defensive coordinators, on the other hand, might be looking for a pink slip on Monday.
It's still only the second quarter. We've got a lot of football left, but I got to say, this one is teetering on the brink of a blowout. He's scrambling. Looking for the corner. He's knocked out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Second down and 9 to go. Ball on the 26-yard line. And he's hit before he can go anywhere.
That's a gain of 21 on the play. First down.
From their own 47-yard line. First down. Loss of 2 on the run by the halfback. From their own 45-yard line. Second down. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers. He scrambled. He goes downtown. Found his man. Touchdown, Fresno State.
Great effort by the wide receiver. And not to take anything away from the quarterback, but the wide receiver made this play. That's a great touchdown, Brad, but what happened to the coverage there by the defense? The defensive coordinator's got to be beside himself. You know, you work all week long on studying an offense and their tendencies, and then to have a mental error and to leave the star receiver open like that for a touchdown, well, they've got to regroup.
And he adds the extra point. A 4-play, 74-yard drive, and they come away with 7 points.
Boy, that is scoring in a hurry. This offense is looking more and more explosive.
So the score now, 28-14. Wilson looks ready to kick this one off. He really got a hold of that kick. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. Well, I'm sure Reese is having fun giving updates from this game to our other games going on today. We've had back-to-back scores. You think about the challenges these two teams are facing. On one side, you've got to find a way to keep building on your lead, and on the other side, you've got to find a way to get back in it. Everybody bunched up tight defensively. He's tackled at the 33-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 8 yards. That makes it 2nd and 2.
And they'll get him in the backfield.
More plays like this, and the coaching staff is going to need to change up the blocking schemes. You can't allow the defense to play in your backfield.
Third down, and 3 yards to pick up the first down. Short running defense now. Heading for the corner. He's at midfield. Inside the 30 to the 10. He's all the way Touchdown. Great looking play by the offense as the halfback took it in for the score.
Here's a play that was well designed and well executed. It can't get much better than that.
And he converts the extra point. Beck is lined up to kick this one off. Excellent kick. He's to the 10. He's tackled at the 17.
Fresno State's gotten the play out of their quarterback, and you expect that was going to happen, but I mean, what is happening here? Somebody else is going to have to come to the forefront or this thing's going to be over.
If you would have told me before the game that this quarterback would have played like this through the first quarter and a half or so, I would have thought this team would have been leading this game. You're right. Something has got to happen where his teammates, the rest of this group, they've got to raise their game if they want to have any chance of winning this game.
Tackle made at the 18. There's a strike complete. From their own 18-yard line, it's second down. They come out in an empty backfield. Dangerous throw. This one's picked off. They're really digging themselves in a hole now. That interception was not what they were looking for.
Yeah, they've had a really bad first half. They're going to have to stage some sort of comeback in the second half.
And they make the stop right around the 18-yard line.
That's a gain of 4 on the play. That brings up second and 1.
Mike 51!
Caught out in the open. He's pushed out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Nice run, and he's brought down.
That's a gain of 4 on the play. That brings up second and goal.
Got a man open, touchdown. And he tacks on the extra point. A 4-play, 27-yard drive, and it's good for 7 points. And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. And he got all of this one. Great kick. He's to the 10. He's to the 20. They'll bring him down at the 26. Things are on the verge of getting out of hand before we even hit the half. These next few drives are going to go a long way in determining what kind of game this will end up being. They'll spread the field with 5 wide. And he's hit immediately.
Looks like the defense played the run that time. With this offense, you've got to be ready for a pass on any down in any situation.
From their own 40-yard line, it's first down. The quarterback in the gun, empty backfield, 5 wide receivers in the formation. Fires out to his receiver, and he's taken down around the 48-yard line.
That's a gain of 12 on the play. First down.
Five wide. scrambling around. Grabs it and hammered right there. From the 45-yard line, it's second down. Pitches in, and he's got a lane. And he's tackled at about the 31.
That's good for a gain of 14 yards. First down.
From the 31-yard line, first down. He makes it out to maybe the 30-yard line.
That's a gain of 1 on the play. That makes it second and 10.
Now he's scrambling. Caught it, but they're going to lose yards. He would tackle immediately. They get a 1-yard loss on that one.
They really just didn't have any room to work on that play. The defense just suffocated them there.
Third down, and they need to get it to the 21. So an empty backfield with 5 wide receivers. And he's immediately tackled.
Really, there's not much more the defense could do there. They had outstanding coverage. It was just good execution from the quarterback making the right throw and the receiver going up and making a catch.
Here's the 8th play of the series. They come out in a 5-wide set. Throws quickly into the end zone, caught for the touchdown. And did that play ever develop nicely?
Well, it's all about the receiver on this play. He beat his man off the line and then ran a perfect route. All he had to do after that was make the catch.
It was a textbook post route, and the pass was right on target. And he hits the PAT. An 8-play, 73-yard drive, and they get it in for 7.
You know, Brad, a lot of times you have to watch practice and watch a 7-on-7 drill to not see the ball touch the ground. But this time, they went the entire length of the field. The ball never touched the ground. Great execution by the quarterback and the receiver.
Fresno State is lining up to kick this one off. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback.
Boy, this is one of those days when everything is clicking for an offense. These guys have been executing, and that's the reason they have such a nice lead.
They got into the end zone last time. Let's see if they can match that on this possession.
I love to watch a quarterback when he can really get into sync with his wide receivers. These guys have worked all week on their preparation to attack this defense, and right now it's really paying off.
Tackled around the 26-yard line.
Gain of 1 yard. That brings up second and 9.
Touchdown. Mike 51. Set. Oklahoma.
And down he goes around the 39-yard line. He's going to try and scramble. He's at midfield, right down at the 49.
I think he's got a good rhythm going right now with his wide receivers. He hit him for a nice gain.
Second down and 5. Ball on the 44. And it's the senior. And he's finally shoved out at the 15-yard line. second time out of the half. It's 2nd and 5 here. Ball on the 10-yard line. And he makes it out to about the 8-yard line.
Gain of 2 yards. That makes it 30.
Gets to about the 5-yard line.
That's a gain of 3 on the play. 4th down.
It's 4th down. They'll line up for the field goal, and this is nothing more than a chip shot. The defense burns a timeout here in an attempt to stall this no-huddle attack. It's up, and it is good. Force to kick. He just drills this one. He's to the 20. At the 30. Across midfield. Knocked out of bounds around the 35-yard line. Not sure what the flag is about here. Let's go down to the field and find out.
Receiving team.
That's frustrating for a coach when you preach fundamentals every week and then have someone called for clipping. That penalty really is going to set them back. The quarterback did a really good job in the last drive of finding his receivers in space, and I bet he'll be looking to do the same thing again.
They'll line up with 5 wide receivers. Now he tries to buy some time. He gets rid of this one. Second down, 10 to go. Ball on the 17. They spread the field in the gun with 5 wide receivers. He's on the run. Fires quick out to the receiver, and he can't make the grab.
Stewart was the intended receiver on the play. 3rd down.
They come out on an empty backfield. With the pass, incomplete.
Brad, you imagine being the offensive coordinator right now? Your quarterback is out of sync. He's not making the throws. Now you're facing a pivotal 4th down, and you've got a quarterback and an offense that's struggling. What are you going to do?
Wilson to punt. He makes it out to maybe the 49-yard line.
Kirk, the way these offenses are playing, it's like NCAA Football 14, EA Sports. It's all over the place.
Brad, this reminds me and you last night with the controllers in our hands and both of us putting up points, even though you did a nice job there for a beginner, partner.
It's still only the 2nd quarter. We've got a lot of football left, but I got to say, this one is teetering on the brink of a blowout. He's scrambling. He's at the 40, and he's level at the 39-yard line. Scrambled. Dives forward. The Falcons using their 3rd and final timeout. So with the half ending, they're just going to try to put 3 points up on the board. Kicks up, and he hooked it left.
Every time you have a chance to finish a drive with points, you've got to capitalize. That time, they couldn't come through.
Things are on the verge of getting out of hand before we even hit the half. These next few drives are going to go a long way in determining what kind of game this will end up being. Fresno State's called their final timeout. So we'll probably get one last heave to the end zone here before halftime. It's still only the second quarter. We've got a lot of football left, but I got to say, this one is teetering on the brink of a blowout. He sails it long. Finds the junior. They'll bring him down at the 27. We've still got a half of football remaining. The Falcons with a 24-point lead.
We've played 30 minutes. Glad to have you with us on the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 halftime show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. David Pollack and I here in the studio to break down everything that just happened in your game. Both offenses rolling at will in the first half. And as you watch these teams head to the locker room for halftime, there were some skill guys. That chest was puffed out a little bit more. They were kind of looking up in the stands and said, did you see what I just did?
Yeah, see, ready to pad their stats, get some helmet stickers. Yeah, they're all excited. But I tell you what, that's the one thing that's hard about the game of football you see all the time is the momentum swings. Once you really get dialed in and once things start going your way, sometimes it's hard to stop it. And that's why you see runs on offense. And both offenses in great rhythm. I mean, they haven't had many negative plays. Everything's gone in the right direction. They're both performing at a high level. One of these defenses in the second half needs to step up, make some plays, get them out of their comfort zone a little bit.
I can only hope that Nessler and Herbstreit will bring the same type of intensity to their call of the second half that David and I have brought to the halftime show. Of course, they always do. That's it for us here in the studio. Time to get you back out to the guys for the second half.
All right, Reese, David, thanks, guys. Just about set to start the third quarter. He's to the 20. Got the corner. Across the 30. And they push him out around the 46-yard line. There's got to be some sense of urgency to this offense right now. They don't have the luxury of wasting drives if they want to get back in the game. They'll spread the field with 5 wide. Throws complete. He's got room to work. He's taken down around the 28-yard line.
26 yards. First down.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 28. They'll spread the field here. Let's see what the defense does with a 5-wide outlook. They just took what the defense gave them on that play.
Yeah, you're right. That was a good job of getting that pass completed for positive yardage.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
Pulls down the catch, and he's got room here. And he's pushed out of bounds, setting up a first and goal.
15 on the play. That makes it first and goal.
First down, and they've got their eyes on that goal line. Brought down after a nice run up the middle. Bates picks up about 4 yards on the play.
That brings up second and goal.
Man left, man left.
Tackle made at the 2. 3 yards there on the option keeper.
Man, it's difficult to run in this defense when they put this kid up in the box.
The defense backed up into their own end zone. It's third and goal from the 1. Touchdown, Fresno State. And he converts the extra point. The kicker looks like he's ready to kick this one off. Excellent kick. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback.
Fresno State's coaches just got to be happy. I'd love to coach a kid like this.
Oh, I think these coaches love to coach a guy like this, and another great performance by him individually and for this offense.
The quarterback leads the offense back out onto the field as we get set to resume play. He's tackled around the 36-yard line. He's at 100 yards rushing for the day.
He's known primarily for his blocking, although today he's really excelled in the ground game.
And they'll bring him down behind the line.
Loss of one on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 11.
He makes it to the 38-yard line. The fullback picks up about 3 yards on that carry.
That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
He's hit and taken down.
He's in down at the 37-yard line. That's good enough for another Air Force first down.
And they make the stop at the 48.
Gain of 1 on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
That's a great tackle at the 50-yard line.
Call it a gain of 2 yards. 3rd down.
And they'll look to convert here on another 3rd down. Scrambling around. Decides to tuck it in. He's got space. And he's taken down at the 32-yard line. Makes it out to about the 31-yard line.
Call it a gain of 1 yard. That makes it 2nd and 10.
He's at the 20. And he's tackled around the 18-yard line. They'll knock him down for a loss.
That's a loss of 2 yards on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 11.
This is the 11th play of this drive.
Mike 51, Mike 51. Set, hut, blue 19, hut.
Room around the corner.
Never really had a shot. They were on him almost as soon as he took the handoff.
Click, click, boom. I'm coming down on the stereo, put me on the radio. Click, click, boom. I'm coming down with a new style, and you know it's both wild. Click, click, boom. I'm on the radio station.
They've been 2 for 2 on 3rd downs in this drive. They'll try to convert again here. Pass and catch there, but still not enough for the first down.
That's not an easy conversion here on 3rd down for the offense. All the defense has to do is stay back, keep everything in front of them, come up and make a tackle.
kicks away, and it's good. Has the ball set, and he looks ready to kick this one deep. Nice kick, plenty of distance. Gets out to about the 21. And what a game it's been for this quarterback, Dirk.
You know, you can almost see his confidence rising with every snap that he and this offense take.
The offense really came up with a nice drive there last time out, and most of those yards came through the air.
This defense needs to improve from front to back. The line needs to put more pressure on the quarterback, and the defensive backs need to stick it to these receivers with tighter coverage.
And down he goes at the 29-yard line.
What impresses me so much is the guy's vision. He read the coverage perfectly to find his man for good yardage.
5 guys will be out in the pattern as they're in the shotgun. And they got him.
Now, that is a big hit on the quarterback. That's one of those, as an offensive lineman, when the film study starts to come around, you're going to kind of sink in your chair and just hope they don't call you out, because you're going to get embarrassed on Monday on that one.
3rd down and 15. Ball on their own 16. 5 wide. Dangerous throw. This one's picked off. Inside the 30. Brought down at the 22.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
You got to be careful to avoid these. Penalties are a great way to stall out a drive.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 11-yard line. They'll get him for a loss.
You know, as a running back, you've got to get upfield north and south. That time, he just seemed to wait and kind of delay his reaction and just got to be able to make a read, get upfield as quickly as possible. In college football, especially up in the NFL, the more you're dancing around waiting for a big play, the more time you're giving an athletic defense a chance to come and make a play in the backfield against you, and that's what happened.
They go to the back, and he's hit immediately in the backfield. And the halfback's got nowhere to go. He's thrown his 3rd touchdown pass of the game.
The one thing this quarterback does a nice job of is taking what the defense gives him. He's always looking for the open target.
Air Force with a commanding lead. And he hits the PAT. It was a quick 3-play, 11-yard drive. And the result, 7 points. They line up to kick this one away. Sends it sailing downfield. Gets to about the 17-yard line. Not a whole lot's been working for them so far. They should just come out and play loose and easy because they've got nothing to lose. They come out in a 5-wide set. Tries to thread the needle, and it's not going to work. They'll bring him down at the 22-yard line.
Well, it's just one of those days for this offense. Already getting blown out. Now another interception. Can you imagine that walk over to the sideline for these guys?
From the 22-yard line. 1st down. Nice play to stop 1st and goal.
That makes it 1st and goal.
It's first down, and they'll be looking for 6 points here. Fumble. Offense falls on it. Tackle after a decent run up the gut.
The fullback isn't a regular ball carrier, but he's usually sure-handed because he's used to carrying it through the line.
Air Force looking to build on this commanding lead here. Touchdown Falcons.
There are some guys, when they get near the goal line, they just have a knack for getting the ball into the end zone. That's what we saw right there.
And he adds the extra point. A short 3-play, 22-yard drive, and they put up 7 points. Beck ready to kick. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one. He's to the 20. At the 30. He's pushed out of bounds. Around the 32-yard line. There's a flag down, and it looks like this one's coming back.
Receiving team.
That one's going to put him way back.
You just can't block a player from behind like that, or it's going to cost you.
The offense will take the field, hoping for a better result than their last drive.
So much in football is about how you respond to adversity. Moving forward after a turnover is a perfect example of that.
And he throws it away. Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball on their own 12. Quarterback all by himself in the backfield with 5 wideouts. He's got it with room to run, and he tackles him hard at the 20-yard line.
Blackman on the tackle at the 20-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and 2.
They come out in an empty backfield. Caught, open field. He's taken down at the 37.
Called a gain of 17 yards.
That's 3 down and 1 to go. Air Force running away with it. Just about set to start the 4th quarter, mercifully.
Focus, defense, focus. Hey, check Mike 39.
He scrambled. And he throws it away.
Good job here by the defense. If you let this quarterback set and throw, he'll kill you all game. But they got excellent pressure on that play.
It's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 37. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers. First down grab. And he's immediately tackled.
Murray makes the tackle at the 39-yard line. That makes it 1st and 10.
He throws a dart to the right. It's the sophomore that's got it. And he's finally shoved out at the 18.
33 on the play. First down.
They'll spread the field with 5 wide. He's on the run. Just throws this one away. The defense got some pressure and forced a bad pass.
I think they've been a little bit more aggressive here with their pass rush, and that time it paid off with an incompletion.
So it's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 18-yard line. Empty backfield, quarterback in the gun. 5 wide receivers. Boy, was he drilled as he let go of that football.
Yeah, he's going to feel that one tomorrow.
That brings up 3rd and 10.
We're at play number 9 of this current drive. 5 wide. Fires quick out to the receiver, and he can't make the grab. That looked like the same play they just called.
Yeah, it was. The defense was ready for it this time.
That'll make it 4th and 10.
It's 4th down, and the offense is getting set to go for it. Quick pass, and he's right there to knock it away. And they're going to have to give the ball back after going for it on 4th and long.
Not much you can do there. You got to go for it and give yourselves a chance.
Both teams are playing out the stretch here. You want to get experience for guys who normally don't get in the game and try to avoid injury.
Everybody bunched up tight defensively. Got an opening. He's out to the 30. He's to the 40. Brought down with only one man to beat. First down and 10 to go after the big gain on the run. Air Force looking to put this game away if they score here. And he is drilled at the 50.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
They're crowding that line of scrimmage. They'll drop him for a loss.
Call it a loss of 2 yards on the play. 3rd down.
Third down, and they need to get it inside the 40. Defense stacked in tight here. Makes it out to about the 30. A 9-yard pickup by the tailback on the counter play.
That brings up 2nd and
1. It's 2nd down now, and they're just a few feet away from that first down marker.
This is the kind of steady, strong drive that coaches love to see. Right now, they're firing on all cylinders.
Air Force looking to add to this big lead here. Nice run there. So the big fullback gets a good 7 yards on the option play.
That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
They need about 3 yards to get the first here on 2nd down. They put everyone up on the line. Up the middle for a nice gain.
Interesting call here, tossing it to the fullback. He's not a usual suspect on plays like that.
It's the 9th play of the drive. And he hits him hard at the 5-yard line.
That's a gain of 1 on the play. That brings up 2nd and goal.
It's 2nd and goal. Ball on the 5. Watch out for a pass play when you're in a goal line D. Sheds a tackler. And they got him for a loss.
You know, sometimes the defense just has a beat on an option, and there's no way the offense can gain positive yards on it.
And this is the 11th play. Throws to the receiver, incomplete.
Number 86.
Turn down for what?
Lead. He gets it up, and the field goal is good. And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. Coleman fields at the goal line. What a collision. The Bulldogs have just not been able to get that offense rolling at all today.
I think they're confused. I think it starts up front with the offensive line. They're not having the typical game that you'd expect to see from them as far as communication. I think it's affected the rest of the offense.
The deficit is huge, but as a player, you never want to slow down your effort. Believe me, coaches notice the ones who aren't trying that hard.
Fires out to his wideout, and they make the stop at the 36.
Gain of 7 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
They come out in a 5-wide set. He's going to try and scramble with the pass incomplete.
Brad, I just think this quarterback's got to do a much better job of being able to read that defense and make quicker decisions. And especially when the defense starts to get pressure, you've got to either get rid of that football or check it down or take off and run with it.
They spread the field in the gun with 5 wide receivers. Stays in bounds to make a nice catch. He gets to 100 yards receiving with that grab.
Well, Brad, this guy continues to make play after play. The quarterback and this receiver are clearly in a zone and feeling it today.
And this kid couldn't have picked a much bigger game to have this kind of performance. They come out in an empty backfield. Wants to go long and doesn't get there.
The quarterback threw it right into the hands of the safety. I can't believe he dropped it.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
From their own 47-yard line. 2nd down. Going long. And he went way up, and he's got the interception. That's a great tackle at the 17-yard line. And the goal line defense digging in here. Tackle at the 31.
Very well-designed play that time to give him a first down. The linemen executed their blocks nicely, and it went for a good gain.
From their own 31-yard line. It's 1st down. Just under 3 to go in regulation. The fullback back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's it.
We've watched this guy play, and over the course of his college career, he's made some spectacular tackles. Nice play.
Nice run, and he's brought down. 3, maybe 4 yards there on the option to the fullback.
That'll bring up 3rd and 6.
From their own 35-yard line, it's 3rd down. Catches it, and he's looking for more. That tackle could have saved a very big play.
That'll move the chains for another Air Force 1st down.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 36. Got to be careful of a pass play with this defense.
Blue 90.
Huge gain, and that sets them up nicely with a 1st and goal. Fresno State's going to take their 1st time out of the hat. Fresno State's going to have to use their 2nd time out of the hat. Fresno State will take their last time out. 1st down, and they've got their eyes on that goal line. We should just see the quarterback take a knee right here, winding down the rest of this clock. Nothing more demoralizing for a defense than seeing the opposing quarterback take a knee. And this play is number 8 on the drive. Mercifully, this one is over. Air Force 65, Fresno State 28.
The Bulldogs 28.
Kirk, go ahead and just give us your reflections on this game.
Well, there is no question as to who the better team was today, Brad.
Fresno State came into this one a little timid, worrying too much about what their opponent was going to do and not executing their own game plan. Once they fell behind, they really seemed to lose their focus, and then it just got really ugly.
For Air Force, they just keep winning in what has been a great year for them. And for the Bulldogs, they go to 7-6 on what has been an average season.